Cheapies. Did somebody say cheapies? I guess you could say cheapies happen to be my specialty. And today, I've got 10 that I find to be quite underrated that I want to discuss with you that are perfect for the fall season. So stay tuned. Starting off with the first one, this can be found online from discounters, but it's pretty easy to come across at the rack stores, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, places like that. It's from Penguin, and it's one that I don't talk about that often. It's Penguin Reserve. A lot of citrus, spice, and a pretty good dose of amber in the dry down. This one's going to be kind of, Invictus-y type, but with the spices. Like that it's a little bit bubblegummy in the opening, but that does fade, and it's just citruses and spices is the domination of the opening and transition. And like I said, you get a lot of amber that starts to come in, and then a little bit of wood in the dry down. It's nothing groundbreaking, don't get me wrong. For the simplistic note breakdown and formula that this fragrance is, it just smells good. It's extremely pleasing. It's very synthetic, but it's very easy on the nose. It's not a synthetic mess. It's not super chemically, just headache-inducing type of synthetic, but it is cheap. This is a fragrance that you can find for around $15 or less for a 100 ml bottle, and this is actually one of the better ones of the Penguin line that's in this bottle. They have the cylinder style bottles for the premium blend, original blend, stuff like that. This is from the original line that has original Penguin, and then one of my personal favorites, Ice Blue, which is the blue gradient design bottle like this. They have rocks, they have nightcap, which I do have as well, but really and truly this is probably the best one in that line, that particular line. The only one I haven't smelled is rocks, which is the green bottle. I will get that one eventually, but in my personal opinion, this is one that nobody really talks about, that pops up all the time at the rack stores, and like I said, you can find them online as well, and it's absolutely worth checking out if you're into spicy fragrances, because the citruses and the spices balance each other out very, very well. So instead of having an overly sweet fragrance with spices, it's a very citrusy fragrance with some spices. So check it out next time you're in the rack stores, and that's Penguin Reserve. Next is one that I featured on my cheapy fall list from 2019 that I haven't really talked about much this year. I did discuss it, I believe, in one video so far this year, and it's bordering hidden gem because nobody really talks about it much anymore. I know Chad from The Gentleman's Journey has talked about it several times over the last 2 years or so. It's underrated. It's a smoky, appley type of scent. It's Boss Orange Man, the window pane bottle. I'm guilty of not wearing this as much as I should, and this is a very, very good fragrance too. One that is always at the rack stores. I say always, I would say the majority of the time when they have a decent amount of fragrances, it's there. Sometimes it's in the women's section hiding. Guys always check the women's section because, a lot of these people that work at these stores that are stocking these shelves, they don't know any better. A box may look like it belongs in the women's section to them, or the name of it or something, and it'll go over there. Yes, even something with the word man in it will end up in the women's section. So make sure to check them out. 40 mLs like this is only going to run you about 20 bucks. Very good fragrance that you don't need a lot of sprays of. It's got a warming effect to it while still maintaining some freshness with that Granny Smith red apple. And the smokiness really just adds a lot of depth and warmth to it that wouldn't be there without that smoky incense that's in here. Again, there's multiple sizes that'll pop up at the rack stores, but the one I see the most is definitely the 40 ml like this. And once again, that's Boss Orange Man. Next is another cheapy darling that not too many people tend to talk about. It kind of just flies under the radar from an extremely popular house and line. It's from Hugo Boss in the Boss Bottled line. It's Boss Bottled Night. Under $30 will get you like mid-20s will get you a 100 ml tester with a different cap. Not the standard cap, but like a more smoothed over cap. It doesn't have the rounded knob to grab like this. It's not the same cap, but you've probably seen pictures of them online. They're everywhere because not a lot of people actually go for this one, which surprises me, because if you like soapy lavender, if you like smoky birch, you'll like Boss Bottled Night. that's pretty much what it is. It's like a kind of like a darker bar of soap, essentially. Something that's got some incense in it. Even though this doesn't have incense, it has birch offering that. It's actually a quite lovely smell. Performance is nothing fantastic. It's a 5-6 hour fragrance. But projection is in that moderate to moderate low range. It does suit the nighttime well. The name is fitting, but it can be a daily driver, daily wear for you. It actually has a lot more versatility than the bottle design and the name will lead you to believe. And it's hard to tell in the camera. That angle shows it, but there's this dark iridescent purple to extremely blacked out purple. I can see it a lot better than you probably can in the camera, but it's actually a gorgeous bottle design. It's one of the better looking bottles in the Boss Bottled line, and 20 bucks will get you a 50 ml like this. I picked this up at TJ Maxx back in 2019, actually. Early 2019, might have even been late 2018. I think it was late 2018. They're all over. They pop up at the rack stores. TJ Maxx I find more so than Marshall's, and they're easy to find online. Like I said, under 30 bucks. 30 bucks or less will get you a full presentation, 100 ml. Around 40 bucks will get you a big 200 ml bottle. 20 bucks will get you one of these 50s, and then like mid 20s will get you a 100 ml tester. Give it a shot. They do have them at Kohl's if you want to go spray it on your skin and check it out for yourself. The first time I ever smelled it was at a Kohl's. They still actively sell it at Kohl's because it's still an actively sold fragrance in the line, and one that's kind of, like I said, flying under the radar that deserves some more love, and that's Boss Bottled Night. Next is one I haven't talked about in quite a while. I referenced it recently in a video, in my Pete and Pedro King video, as a matter of fact, because believe it or not, what this is a clone of, I like this more than what it's cloning. It's ARMOUR'S Très Nuit. This stuff is good. I get it. Creed Green Irish Tweed is, better quality. Man, I just love the way this one smells, though. I get it. Green Irish Tweed's a much better quality fragrance, but I actually get better performance out of this than I do out of Green Irish Tweed, because I've had 2 decants, 2 different batches of Green Irish Tweed. You're going to spend 20 bucks and get a 100 ml of this beautifully blue frosted glass, this faux leather wrap, little buckle. It's got its unique designs to it, but the scent smells good. It's extremely versatile. It's a gentlemanly type of smell. It's soapy. It's green, fresh greenery. It's all those wonderful things. It's a little floral. It's soapy. It's all the things you would expect from Green Irish Tweed. I just really enjoy this one more. And for 20 bucks, it's really hard to beat. Nobody really talks about Très Nuit much anymore, and I don't understand why, because it's still one of the better fragrances that you can scoop up from ARMOUR'S cheap from the discounters, Fragrance Net, these places on eBay, you name it. They carry it a lot of places, and it's just sliding on by the radar because it doesn't have the hype. It's not aboard the hype train anymore, I guess, is the problem. And it's one that still deserves your attention, especially this fall. For 20 bucks, this is very difficult to beat if you're looking for an extremely versatile fragrance, especially daily driver to work. ARMOUR'S Très Nuit can fill that spot. Now, this next one pops up at the rack stores all the time. I recently, last week even, saw it. It's been discontinued for quite a while. It's a Brooks Brothers fragrance. It's Brooks Brothers New York Gentleman. So this is one of those few vetiver fragrance I always reference that I enjoy. And 15 bucks. Oh man, and the carnation in this one. I like carnation in fragrances. I just do. And it's vetiver dominant. Beautiful vetiver fragrance, and it's powerful. 15 bucks will get you a 100 ml, but they do pop up from time to time. I even have a backup bottle of it. I don't know if I'll ever open it or not, but I got it on clearance for $8. They show up on clearance for $8, $10 all the time, red tag, because they just sit on the shelf a lot of times. Not a lot of people know what this is, or know about it, or know what type of a hidden gem Brooks Brothers New York actually is. So, I mean, 23 bucks got me these 2 bottles, just to give you an idea. Very good stuff if you like vetiver. This is actually a cleaner, more elegant take on vetiver. The florals in this aren't feminine in any way. This is actually a more masculine floral because of the vetiver and the supporting notes behind it. Very, very classy smell. Great for work. Great if you wear a sports jacket, a blazer, suit, anything like that. And you can scoop it up real cheap. 15 bucks. I'm telling you. It's too powerful and too dense for the summer, but it's perfect for the fall, and that's Brooks Brothers Gentlemen. Next, my main man, EJ Wells. Shout out to you, my friend. If you like amber fragrances, one of the better ones out there is AMBERLAND from Happyland Studios. Hidden gem because not everybody knows about Happyland. I mean, if you watch my channel, you see something about Happyland every video. But it's not talked about all the time. There's a small group of us that really enjoy the fragrances from Happyland that have YouTube channels. And I'm telling you, get your sample packs or just grab a bottle. Grab a 30 ml like this. Because if you like amber, man, this is one of the better ones out there. Performance is fantastic and it is beautiful. It's so dense. It wears a little heavy. It really does. They're extrait de parfum. They perform. They're loud. The compliment factor is up there. I smell it floating in the air. This smells so good. This is one of the better offerings. This is a top 5 fragrance from Happyland for me. And he's almost to 20 fragrances. I think it's like 17 or 18 right now. And this is top 5 for me. This is a fantastic fragrance. One that I urge you. Sample it. Get your hands on a sample pack. Even I don't think they have any sample packs on the website right now. Just email and he'll make you a sample pack. And this is a must try in my opinion. AMBERLAND from Happyland Studios is a wonderful fall fragrance. It's actually built for fall in my opinion. This is the time of year to bring out your ambers and your spices. And like I said before, this is one of the best amber fragrances on the market. That's AMBERLAND from Happyland Studio. Now this house was actually a recent discovery for me this year. I do have the full line. We'll be doing a giveaway upcoming in about a week with this house. And for fall, this is definitely the one for me. I do enjoy Urban King, but I just like L'Homme Riche better from Authenticity Perfumes. Summer Vibes and Barbershop are fantastic for the summer because they're so fresh and light. This has a little bit more density. It's got a beautiful powdery tonka bean in it with a little bit of supporting spice. There's a beautiful lemon up top. I actually have it right here on my wrist, the dry down. I sprayed it on me earlier. When I grabbed the bottle, well, I want to smell it, and I sprayed it. I have started to put a little bit of a dent in this bad boy. It's a good fragrance. It really is. $40 before any discount codes for a 60 ml bottle. It's kind of hard to compete with. And the 10% off coupon codes are active right now, which I always have one in the link below. In the description, I always have a link for them. They offer sample packs as well. I think it's like $12 and you can sample all 5 offerings from the house. Very difficult to beat. They're 50% oil concentrations, guaranteed 12 plus hours, and they do, every single one of their fragrances do 12 plus hours. They're fantastic. They're original, not copying anything. Yeah, they're stock bottles, but the labels definitely have a clean and uniform look, and the juice that's inside is next level. Definitely check out Authenticity Perfumes, and in my opinion, if you're looking for a good fragrance for the fall, L'Homme Riche. Summertime, I would go Barbershop and Summer Vibes. It's kind of a tie. I really enjoy those. But for this time of year, L'Homme Riche, the rich man from Authenticity Perfumes. Let's go with a blast from the past that nobody really talks about anymore. I believe it's discontinued. And you can still find them easily all over the place for around $20 for a 75 ml. This beautiful blue glass from Issey Miyake. Le Bleu d'Issey. The original, not the Eau Fraiche. The blue color on this glass is the wrong color. It should be green. It should be green like my hat, because this is a green fragrance. My God, is this a green fragrance. And potent too. You can overspray this fragrance. 4 sprays is plenty. It's loud. It lasts a very long time. It smells of pine, of cypress, of all these beautiful green notes, but maintaining a freshness. It doesn't get spicy. It doesn't really have much spice going for it. It's a lot of green, a lot of fresh, but dense green and fresh. So that's why I say it's great for the fall, fantastic for the spring as well on the cooler days in the spring. Hotter days, this could be a bit much. It can be. But around $20 will get you a 75 ml. They're still extremely easy to find all over eBay, Amazon. I believe FragranceNet still has some as well. I'm not sure about Fragrance X or FragranceBuy.ca. Steve doesn't have any of these, but they're very, very easy to find and doesn't smell like everything else. If you like very, very green, herbaceous, fresh herbaceous fragrances, Low Blue Dissy Eau Fraiche. I'm sorry, not Eau Fraiche, Low Blue Dissy. Pretty difficult to beat, especially for the $20 price tag. It's bordering hidden gem at this point because nobody talks about it anymore. Check it out, it's still worth owning. It's kind of hard to talk about anything nowadays without mentioning Aventus, right? I know, you're tired of hearing about Aventus. Well, I like how Aventus smells. This isn't exactly Aventus. It's a fruitier take. It's got a blackberry note in it. It's cheap. If you walk into a Marshall's, you're probably going to see a bottle unboxed sitting on the shelf. English Laundry, London. You're going to pay $12.99. It's going to have a sticker right around the side of it. Performance is nothing to write home about. From what I can tell, they have changed the formulas. They don't perform. I mean, this never performed that well, but all the other fragrances don't perform like they used to. That's why I really don't talk about English Laundry a whole lot anymore. But for $13, even at 3 and 4 hours of performance, they're still worth it for $13. And this is such a beautiful smell. It really is. For a designer, and a designer you can get so cheap. I mean, this is like 80 bucks at Macy's, you know, and you can get an unboxed bottle for $13 easily at Marshall's. I've been seeing them for months and months and months now, sitting there unboxed. The different Tahitian Waters and Signature and Cambridge Night's been popping up, and always see London. London's great for this time of year, especially if you're not big on the smokiness of Aventus, but you like very fruity fragrances, because this has all the fruits and the musk and everything, but the black currant smell comes from the blackberry instead of being black currant. So it that's where it differs and kind of twists it into its own thing with London. It's a beautiful smell. It's very attractive. I like to wear this one to bed, especially after I use my Zaharoff Emperor shave soap and aftershave. I'll spray this one a lot to kind of keep the Aventus type smell going, because this smells like an extremely fruity batch with added blackberry. 13 bucks is hard to beat. Nobody talks about it much anymore. That's why it's able to be a hidden gem in this video, because it kind of is a hidden gem. People have kind of wrote off English Laundry for the most part because they don't perform like they used to, but still hard to beat at $13. That's English Laundry, London. Last but not least is probably one you're not going to see coming. Keeping with the theme about how amber fragrances are just great for the fall, like I was saying about Amberland, how about a blast from the past with Ed Hardy, the original? Yes, this is an extremely cheap, very under the radar, beautiful amber fragrance. Very designery, you know, synthetic, but a great one nonetheless. It's not some mold-breaking DNA. It's going to remind you of a few other things, but it's very pleasant. It's a strong compliment-getting fragrance. My wife has always loved the way this one smells. That's why it has the dent it has. I actually went through my travel size bottle first years ago. I've had this bottle for a long time, you know. Love and Luck was kind of my jam for the summer. And then in the fall, I would bust out the original. I always called it Lucky Tiger because it's just got the tiger sitting there. Find them easily online from discounters, Fragrance Net, places like that. You'll spend around 15 bucks on a 100 ml bottle like this. And if you're into amber fragrances, this is actually quite a good little hidden gem, a good little cheap hidden gem for you that you're not going to smell like anybody else around you, because not too many people are wearing Ed Hardy fragrances anymore. And they are still being produced, and they are super cheap, and they still smell great. Ed Hardy, as I like to call it, Lucky Tiger. Don't sleep on it any longer. Grab a bottle. Well, guys, that's my underrated hidden gems for fall. Cheapies at that. And do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of these do you have already? Do you have all of them? Do you have one of them? Do you have none of them? Let me know down below. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these, you give them a spray now, you know it. You'll probably end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.